SRO Magazine presents an interview with bassist Matt DiRito of the band Pop Evil. Pop Evil is one of the hottest bands touring the nation today. And Matt DiRito calls into the Carson Drive studios to talk to Ferg.
Hello, gorgeous.
So let's get to the interview.
Thank you, Johnny. This is Ferg with SRO Magazine, and calling into Carson Drive Studios, we have Matt DiRito from the band Pop Evil that's taken the nation by storm. Mr. Matt DiRito, how you doing, man?
Great, man.
Excellent. We were just listening to a bunch of Pop Evil to get, up for the interview. You guys rock. You put out some great music.
Right on.
Yes, honestly, I'm a big fan. And of course, being a bass player for a band myself, I absolutely love watching you play.
Oh, yeah, dude, right on, man. So you're the coolest guy in the group.
Yeah, absolutely. I keep telling them that every day.
That's what we do. We set the bar for the other guys.
That's exactly right. I always tell them, you can hear the guitar, but you feel the bass.
That's right, man.
All right, you guys are back out on the road. For the Onyx album, which has been a huge hit. You've got the trilogy done. You had the hits Trenches and Deal with the Devil, Behind Closed Doors, and now you've got Torn to Pieces, which is a beautiful song, man. It's been a pretty good year for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We've had the biggest, year of our lives with Onyx and the success that we've seen from that, with Trenches going #1, Deal with the Devil with #1, Torn to Pieces, right up there and looking like it might do the same. It's been kind of a whirlwind, We've been at this a long time, and this just kind of bumped us up in sort of the eyes of our peers,
Yeah, I understand. And you just finished up the tour with Stone Sour. You were touring and playing with those guys, and you were selling it out. And how was it to be with those guys and those shows and that electric environment?
You know what? Those guys are amazing. Their whole crew is just fantastic, dude. And before that, we hadn't really had the chance to play with them too much. We'd done a couple festivals with them, and it seems like a lot of our bands know each other or have toured before and stuff. So it was kind of cool getting to tour with them for the first time. And their fans were very receptive to us. The shows were just great, beyond fantastic. It was a hell of an experience.
Oh, that's cool. I'm a fan of them. I'm a fan of you guys, and right now you're kicking off. You're going to be playing a bunch of dates with Escape the Fate. You're in Baltimore tonight, and you're going to be playing a bunch of shows with Escape the Fate coming later on. Yep.
Yeah, starting right now, this will be the third show that we've done together on kind of like this co-headline run, and we have a bunch more, lined up. So we're just now starting to get into the kind of the groove of it and the feel of the tour and everything like that. So I think it's going good so far.
Now, it's festival season. It's rock and roll festival season, and it's not really a festival here in 2014 unless Pop Evil's around. And so you've got Rock on the Range coming up. You've got Rockfest in KC. You've got Rocklahoma, and I'll be at Rocklahoma, so I'm going to be there front and center talking to you guys, but I'll be there. And well as you're doing Operation Rockfest, and that's a lot of that's going to the troops. And so how cool is it to sit there and play in front of 20,000 people?
Dude, it's awesome. We just did 2 days ago. We did a festival in Virginia Beach. And it was the same kind of feel, it never gets old, especially when it's the festival atmosphere. It's different doing festivals than it is doing arenas because, an arena show is just a show, but a festival is like a reason for a ton of people to go out, party all day long and see a ton of bands. So they're way more hyped than a normal crowd,
Uh-huh.
And it's pretty awesome, dude. It's my favorite time of year for sure. It's like Christmas for 3 months.
Well, you said, I was listening to a couple of your old interviews and stuff, and you said you like that bar venue crowd. You like that 1,500 to 2,500 just for the just for that intimacy and seeing more of the people.
Yep.
Is that the way it?
Yeah. If you were to compare that, that with arenas, yeah, for sure, all day long. But festivals are kind of like their own breed too. You know what I mean? Because there's no band that does festivals year round. It's just kind of like they're sprinkled in there like little icing on the cake.
Well, tell me about, and I mean, I know you've talked about this long, but the record Onyx has done so well, and I mean, just it's been single after single, and I mean, they've gone. People are loving it. Did you guys have any idea the success that the album was going to have when you were putting together the songs for it?
We knew that we had something special, at least for us, and we knew to ourselves that it stood apart from the other albums that we had done. But I don't think any of us kind of imagined that it would do what it's done for us right now. Which is hopefully set us up to do another great record and be able to have continued success. But yeah, we expected something, but had no idea what the magnitude would be, and I guess still don't. We're still just partway through this album cycle, so we're really just kind of sitting back and seeing where it takes us.
Now, how influential was Johnny K and Dave Bassett? And I mean, because I know Dave Bassett helps write a lot of you guys. He is just he's a writing machine. He's amazing.
He's a great dude to bounce ideas off of and stuff, and just got a good energy, when it comes to songwriting and stuff like that. So Johnny K was great though. Like, what's good about that is, like, we did one album with Johnny already, so we kind of had like an idea of what we were getting into when we came in to do Onyx. I think that helped more than anything, so that we could like prepare ourselves, because working with different producers, you never really know what to expect. But we're lucky enough to do 2 records with them. So we came in, had a game plan, we're able to be really efficient and just knock it out.
You started talking about writing and stuff like that, and you once said that the band bankrolls ideas when you guys are touring around. You get the little riffs. You guys will be on the bus, and you'll write a riff. Somebody will do something, and you said you videotape it. Now, between the Stone Sour and this new line kicking off, did you have any chance to go back and look at some of those, or are some of those going to turn into real actual music?
Yeah, we actually looked at a few of them this past week. We spent some time away from each other after our European runs. We did Stone Sour, and then we were out Europe with Five Finger Death Punch for a month, and then had 3 weeks off. So in that 3 weeks off, we all kind of wrote a little bit on our own and stuff too, and kind of revisited some of those ideas. And then when we got back together on the bus with all of us together in the same room, kind of showed each other what we had and everything. We're always sort of gearing up and looking down the tunnel as to what's next.
So you're going to be doing this tour, and then are you going to be touring out through the entire year, and then take that normal writing break off about November and hit the studio again?
Yeah, it's kind of looking that way. We don't have anything set in stone as of yet. We love to keep our schedule open in case our singles do really well and we decide to go with a 4th single or something like that, or if there's another great tour that we just can't turn down, then we'll do that. But we do have plans to tour throughout the rest of the summer for sure, and into the fall. And yeah, but probably right around that timeline, December or January, maybe get started on the new album. So it's a very tentative plan, but we'll see how it pans out.
All right, your front man calls your live show raw explosiveness, and I've seen you guys a couple of times, and I'll agree with that. Especially, one thing I love being a bass player, and I'll sit there and watch you, and the hairspin, man, the friggin' hairspin. It's just
you got it. You got to use it, right?
I'm telling you, if you got it, it's just one of the coolest things. But I mean, somebody that's never seen Pop Evil before, and I mean, I know there's some that haven't, and they should, and they will. But tell them what can they expect from a live show?
Pretty high energy show. We're from like the Midwest. It's what we would do for fun growing up. It was sort of a competition, I guess, for lack of better words, but like among local bands on our scene to just, who who could outdo the other one with our live show. So I remember doing even acoustic shows back in the day where we'd be jumping up on bar stools and kicking stuff over, and playing with one hand and down in a pitcher in the other, and all kinds of crazy stuff. But I think more than anything, our music just translates a little bit better live. Like there'd be some bands that sound better on CD than they do in person. Some that sound better in person than they do on their CD. And I don't want to say we sound better live, but you definitely get a better impression of our music live.
Yes.
But yeah, we perform it and we feel it, and it's powerful. It's heavier live.
I mean, you guys have had a really great success on the road, and you're a band that's known for being on the road. Is your love for touring is it because you like touring, or is it because you love what you do? That's what you do, and you're going to go out and bring your music to as many people as you can.
Well, that's the ultimate goal for sure, is to spread it to as many people as possible. But there is that crazy side to all of us where we're, part gypsy or whatever it is, where we like to stay moving. I enjoy my time at home, but I'm always eager to get back out on the road and just be somewhere different, somewhere new, experience something else, every day.
So what's your favorite Pop Evil song to play live that gets everybody going? What's the one that you smack off that you smile and go, yeah?
It always changes for me. Right now, Deal with the Devil is probably my favorite to play live.
Hey, I was Boss's Daughter. I was just listening to that. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. It's hard, fast, loud, and aggressive. It's that get the hell moving kind of song. In the video, you guys have a Playboy Playmate and rock royalty. I mean, you've got Mick Mars and Jessa Hinton.
And a muscle car.
And, oh my God, yeah, okay. And a muscle car. How cool was it to shoot that video?
It was, I still can't believe that we did that, man. Like, getting to spend the time with Mick, not only co-writing the song, but also him agreeing to do the video and being more than happy to do the video and come and hang out with us. It was just incredible. He's just such a great person to be around and to hear his stories and his experience. To see someone that's still passionate about what they do after doing it for a lifetime and having a hugely successful career out of it, it gave us some hope. It made us all feel good and stuff too, because we're still pretty new to all of this. Our careers are in the baby stage right now. It's you wonder to yourself sometimes, like if all this is gonna catch up to you, and you're just gonna end up hating what you do, even though you started out loving it, and just kind of reaffirmed it that you can still have fun with it and still enjoy it, still be passionate about it, even you've been doing it your entire life. So, great.
So how passionate are you guys? I mean, right now, you're climbing the hill. You're absolutely climbing the hill.
We're really passionate about it, and it's all moving so quick for us right now too. Like, just like you said, a lot of it flies by fast, and we have a hard time really soaking it all in. But it's little reminders like that get us to stop. And, every once in a while when you're on stage, look up and actually look around and realize where you're at and what you're doing. Because an hour on stage sometimes seems like 5 minutes.
And that's okay. Now I need to know, what's your favorite cigar? You like motorcycles, guns, cigars. What's your favorite cigar?
Oh, that changes all the time too, man. I don't really keep favorites. I love anything Fuente, like short stories Fuente. I could smoke those all day and do. I could smoke 15 of them in a day and not think twice about it. I love the Drew Estate line, which most guys that are into real good full-flavored smokes and stuff don't often cross over into the flavored cigars, but I do enjoy Java brand, the Drew Estate stuff, the Acid,
All right.
But, you know, I'm also big into Cohiba.
What do you drink when you do you drink? Are you a drinker?
Actually just hit six months sober. So.
Okay. I was going to say, do you have anything that you drink when you and congratulations on that, dude.
Hey, thanks, man. You know, even when I was drinking real heavy, my favorite thing to drink with a cigar is orange juice. And I don't know why that is, because it seems like the palate, it just wouldn't match the palate. But cigar and orange juice, man, lots of pulp.
Oh, well, that's excellent. Now you get to enjoy it all the time. So, you know, okay.
That's right, man.
Do you still rank Baltimore as the city with the hottest fans?
One of them, yeah, absolutely, dude.
All right. I just read that you had, you know, I've read a bunch of your stuff from the past, and you'd rank some certain things, and you had Baltimore ranked as, and I used to go to Baltimore a lot, so I've always had a sweet spot for Baltimore. Now, who's the best band you've ever partied or toured with?
You know, the Theory of a Dead Man guys have been really great to us, like big brothers, you know, and our music kind of falls right along in line with a lot of their stuff. And we've toured with them so many times in the past. They're a lot like big brothers to us. Another one, even, you know, I know we just toured with them recently, but Five Finger Death Punch. Mm-hmm. Those guys are amazing. The fact that they want to take a band like us out, you know, overseas with them, it's really, really cool. And, dude, they're all incredibly friendly. They're all like, you know, that big brother type of feel. So we love those guys.
Is there a lot of camaraderie in some of the bands that are coming up nowadays? I mean, like you and Five Finger and that. And I mean, is there a lot that's that helping guidance, helping hand kind of thing?
Yeah, you know, once you kind of move out of the hometown, like local scene, and this was something that was really hard for me to grasp when we first started touring, was that, you know, we're all in this together. You know, a lot of bands bicker back and forth and have like a competition with each other when you're playing the same bars and stuff and you're from the same town. But then you get out and you see a little bit and you play some different cities and you realize that we're all doing the same thing and we're all kind of in it together. And more than likely, the bands that are doing good had someone give them a hand on the way up, and they turn around and do the same thing right back to you. We try to do the same thing when we take bands out with us too, even though we're not huge, but you know, we're somewhere in between. We've got bigger bands that take us out. We take out, you know, other bands that are just starting out. We try to do what we can to, you know, connect with them and have brotherhood.
What's some new music that you've discovered? Some band that maybe not everybody's heard of that you think's really cool. You want to throw them out there? Is there anybody?
There's one out on tour with us right now called Avatar. Amazing.
Yes, they are. I write a story, a little column called The Deep Dive, which I go and find stuff that nobody's really heard of or songs that nobody paid attention to. And they were one of them. And amazing band. An amazing band.
Everybody needs to listen to them. Dude, they're like a cross from their first album, Black Waltz, is like a cross between Pantera, Marilyn Manson, and Slayer. You know what I mean?
It is. It's like Slayer Carnival.
They got a new album coming out called Hail the Apocalypse, and I've been lucky enough to hear it. It's awesome, dude. So
really,
definitely, they're on the top of my radar right now as far as new bands coming out. They're from Sweden, and they're awesome, dude.
Now, what kind of music do you listen to when you're not listening to your stuff, you're not writing, you just put the headphones on? Do you listen in the same genre? Do you throw in some, you know, Frank Sinatra and then some country or some whatever? What do you listen to?
I'm big into jazz and big into metal. So all kinds of metal, like black metal, death metal, anything. It's usually one or the other with me, but I listen to a pretty big variety of stuff too. I listen to some top 40 stuff.
All right, this is my own personal question. Basses. You use Spectre, right?
Yeah.
Do you use one bass, or do you have multiple basses, or do you have the one that you use all the time, or how do you work it?
I have 3 basses that I use live for our show. I have 2 different tunings, so I have a bass for each tuning, and I have a backup.
What tunings do you usually use? D and C sharp, or?
We do C sharp and C.
Okay.
And then I've got another Spectre that I use for acoustic shows, radio performances, bass lessons, anything like that, any kind of sit-down thing. And I actually keep it on the bus to practice with, like go-to bass. I write on it. I do everything on it. And that's another Spectre as well.
Your amp. What amps, cabinets do you use?
Custom. Custom with a K.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. How do you like it? How do you like the tone? Are you getting everything out that you want?
I do like the amps. The amps are great at what they do. I modify it just a little bit. I run a couple other things that spice up my tone, round it out for me in spots. So, very good sound amps. And
thank you very much for taking the time out. We've kind of gone and over our little time, and you've got your show.
Dude, I apologize for being late.
Oh, no problem. And actually, I may hit you up and get a picture with you during Rocklahoma. I'll just say, remember the guy you were late for? And then that's how you'll know. That's how you know. And I'll be.
Well, I'll definitely be hanging around that whole day, so I'm sure I'll bump into you at some point.
Excellent.
Love to get a photo. You got to try out my Spectres. So.
Oh, dude, that would be. I mean, honestly, that would be an honor. And of course, brother, if there's anything we can ever do from SRO or Ferg, you just let us know, and we're there for you. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today.
All right, buddy. That sounds great, man. You take her easy.
All right. Take care. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
To find out more about Pop Evil, simply go to popevil.com, or on Facebook, go to facebook.com/popevil. And of course, for all your music and entertainment news, you know where to go. Go to SRO. That's SROMagInc.com. SRO Magazine is sponsored by Kick-Ass Cable, PhDRadio.com, Robert's Guitar, TDLMusicGroup.com. Dr. Ferg is recorded at Carson Drive Studios. Voiced by Johnny V.